So as part of our Clear-Sighted Career Online Learning Series, we welcome you to today's. The webinar is Job Matching App for Millennials. If you're a young alum out 10 years or less, perhaps you're in a job search or you anticipate being in one, this is a program for you. So we will talk you through how you log in, navigate, and use the online tool that's been especially designed for you. You'll see some of the components Bob will describe of your profile, the value of the career development report that BridgeMyCareer generates, and that you would receive after you have your profile created. So Bob will give you that full picture of his tool. My name is Sharon Kane. I serve as Director of the Professional Academic Programs in the Alumni Association. And we're joined today by Bob Hogan, who you see on the screen. He's the founder and CEO of BridgeMyCareer. And it's a free resource that's available for our alumni thanks to the partnership between BridgeMyCareer and the Alumni Association. As we get started, you can submit your questions at any time. We'll do our best to address those. And as a reminder, we are recording this webinar, and it will be posted on the My Notre Dame website. You'll find it under Connect in the Multimedia Resources page. So by way of a quick introduction, Bob is a proud member of the class of '77. He started this company. In 2012, he partnered with the University's Career Center to beta test the BridgeMyCareer and obtain our input. So it has been a strong partnership. And to date, there are over 660 Notre Dame registrations and almost 450 profiles that are in the system. Bob's an entrepreneur, and he brings a business and management consulting background to this endeavor. And with that, Bob, let's get started.
Okay, thanks so much, Sharon, and hello, everybody. Okay, so what is this thing, BridgeMyCareer? It's a job matching application for college-educated millennials. So let me say that again. It's a job matching app for college-educated millennials. That's it. So why have we built it for only this particular group of people? Because we have taken, if you will, a narrow and deep approach. And the reason we built it for this group, there's actually a couple of reasons, three actually. Number one, millennials are, in my opinion, getting a rather raw deal. Misunderstood, sometimes mistreated. They're being called the lost generation, victims of the Great Recession who've fallen behind and may never catch up, and the first generation of Americans that will not do as well as their parents' generation. You see this on the news all the time. Number two, the current system, the system of seeking a professional job, as well as the system involved in filling professional jobs, it really hasn't changed since Sharon and I were in school, actually. And it really doesn't work. It really doesn't work for anyone. So the job seekers and the employers are all in that same boat, and they're all seasick. Number three, millennials are going to make up 75% of the workforce by 2025. And that's just 10 years from now, as we're into 2015 already. So employers are going to have to figure out, how do we attract millennials, the highly educated millennials, to their organizations? How do we make it attractive to them? How do we engage? How do we keep them, et cetera? So to kind of paraphrase Wayne Gretzky, they're going to need to skate to where the puck is going to be, not where the puck is. So that's kind of the why we're doing what we're doing. Let's get into the how. So you see a slide there that talks about how the application works, and it's really pretty simple. It's a four-step process. The first step is candidates build a comprehensive profile, and you can see in those boxes on the bottom of the slide what those buckets of attributes are. So on the education side, we're really moving beyond those three traditional defaults that employers have tended to look at, which is school major and GPA. And obviously you went to Notre Dame and some of the other elite schools, that's kind of a plus for everybody. But there's a lot more to it. What you do while you're in school. Did you finance your education? How'd you go about doing that? Scholarships you received, certifications that you picked up. Were you involved in activities, sports and clubs and those sorts of things. On the experiences side, we're going far beyond work experiences or internship experiences, skills you've picked up, military experiences, volunteer experiences. And as more and more companies, are looking at, becoming more socially responsible, they want people who walk the walk. So volunteerism is on the rise, and I know a lot of Notre Dame students are kind of born to volunteer, to contribute, and to give back. But study abroad and entrepreneurial experiences, et cetera. And then your personal preferences. Where are you on your search status? Are you actively searching, or are you more passively looking at opportunities? What type of employment are you looking for? And again, as Sharon said, this is a millennial focus. So it's the 20-year-old looking for the internship aligned to their career aspirations, or the 22 or 3 or 4-year-old looking for their first professional job out of school, or the 28 or 30-year-old looking for a better opportunity. What employment type, industries interest you? What types of job functions? Compensation, you want to work for a large employer, mid-sized, global, small employer, public, private, nonprofit, et cetera. Then the last piece, and I think the job suitability is a bit of a secret sauce for us. We're really getting into, do you possess the traits that high performers in specific positions would exhibit? Because if you do, you're more likely to be good at the job, enjoy the job, and want to stay in the job. So the second piece is the employers, they do their part. So they'll take a job and they'll put it into our system, and they'll take one important step, and that is they identify what their ideal candidate criteria are. And if we're able to show you the demo, we'll be able to kind of show you live kind of how those pieces fit together. But we're really capturing a lot more than just the words on a page or a resume. So the third step is, we sync it together. Our technology and our algorithm syncs it together, and the employer then contacts the individuals. So it's a very different dynamic where jobs actually come to you. Instead of you trying to find a job, the job finds you, and it's not just any job. It's a job that's matched to a profile that represents the whole person. So can we see the screen now of the campus? No, I can't see. Can you see this? I don't know. Sharon, can you see the screen of the campus? We're trying to log in. I just need some confirmation that. Can you see the screen?
Yep, we sure can.
You can. Okay, great. Okay, perfect. So we're tapping now into the application, and what I want to do is give you a feel for the app from first the candidate side and then from the employer side. So we're looking at the profile of a Notre Dame grad, ND student V. This is a fictitious person, but you can see it's co-branded and you're back on campus. So if we go to the profile, these are the pieces I just referenced in that one slide. So if you click on preferences, you'll see you go through a wizard here. It's really kind of fun, very simple. You're just clicking a box that's appropriate to you. What's your search status, what employment type you're looking for. You can look at a number of different job interests that you have either background in or interest in, industries, employer size, benefits, and so on and so forth. So that's kind of the preferences piece, and you kind of walk through that section of the wizard very quickly. The next section in the profile is the education piece, and as I mentioned before, it's more than just the school and major GPA, but the opportunity for you to share more about the activities at school, financing your education, those sorts of things. The third section, as mentioned, are the experiences. So you can see from just looking at that experience type that we're really capturing a lot of different experiences, whether it's study abroad experiences or entrepreneurial and volunteer and so on. And then from that, you built the profile. The dashboard is really where kind of it all comes together. The individual here, if you look at that suitability section, you'll see the word completed there in green. This person has selected 2 job functions that interest them. One's the web digital marketing position, graphic design. The other one is a computer and IT position. When the word completed shows up in green, it's an indication that they're highly suitable for that position. If it shows up in yellow, they're moderately suitable, and red is not so suitable. And then if you scroll down and we take a look at the documents there, like a resume, you pop your resume in there, you can toggle back and forth between making it private or public. If it's private, it's just for you to see. If it's made public, it means that those employers with whom you've been matched can actually view those documents. And this just doesn't have to be, information like a resume. It could be certifications. If you've got, a portfolio, you can put that up there. There's no limitation to that. So and then the how-to tab at the top is pretty helpful in helping you to navigate and to optimize the system. But let's flip now to take a quick peek at the employer side, and then you can kind of see as to how the pieces fit together. So here's Wintrust, one of our good employer partners. Wintrust is a large banking organization headquartered in Chicago. If we click on the My Ideal Candidate tab, here's the step where they're taking the job and taking it one step further and saying, what's important to you for this position? It's a rotational credit analyst position. You can see from the job suitability that matches to financial analyst suitability. To the right there, you see some of the traits that high performers would exhibit. And as you look down, here's the things they're looking at. They've got the GPA range. Wintrust said we're interested in these 27 schools. They happen to be, all the Midwestern schools in our system. They've selected 3 graduation years, 13, 14, and 15. So they're looking for more entry-level, lighter experience. You can see the majors that they prefer, indicating that there's 3 majors that they're interested in: finance, accounting, and economics. All the other sliders there, they're kind of kept the same. This is the opportunity for the employer, just like it was on the student side. They can indicate how important a particular attribute is to them. So based upon this, they can take a look and see the candidates in the database that match. So you can see here that the summaries at the top, the school, the graduation year, the majors, etc. And you can see that there are 43 candidates that have been matched to this particular opportunity. Now, if they wanted to narrow those parameters a little bit, they might go up and say, well, let's look at highly suitable people. So we're going to go from moderately to highly suitable to just looking at highly suitable people. If we refresh the list, we move from now, if your Wintrust moved from 43 to 15, a manageable number for them to look at. They can look to the right and view a candidate like this young man from Notre Dame. You can see his preferences. This is a real candidate. This is a real job. You can see what he did at Notre Dame. He's a finance major, some of his experiences. If you want to look at quick ones of the suitability assessment, this is the type of an assessment that you will all get when you complete your suitability assessment and profile. It gives you an overview of your task preferences, your motivations, your interpersonal skills, and those sorts of things. And then if we go back to the ideal candidate screen, what the employer will then do is they can go and select the people that they like the most. If they were to hit the Make Selected Public button, which we won't do here because this is a real job, but those individuals that they've selected will get either an email or they'll get a private Twitter message, depending upon what the preferred communication means was to the candidate in their profile. And it'll say, hey, Tyler, you've just been matched up to a financial analyst position at Wintrust in Chicago. Go to your BridgeMyCareer account, your My Opportunities tab, check it out, and then if you like it, hit the like button, in which case that like column next to the university will have the word yes there. Then Wintrust says, hey, not only is Tyler on our short list, but he likes the opportunity. That's a logical place for us to begin the interview process. So you can get a feel for what the value of the application is to employers. The large ones really are getting to that short list of candidates immediately. And then, of course, the smaller employers get access to talent they otherwise wouldn't see. There's so many great young companies out there that people don't know about, and they find out about it when they're matched to these types of opportunities. So if we could go, so that gives you kind of a feel, I think, of the app, quickly from both the candidate piece as well as from the employer side. So we're trying to get back to the PowerPoint, but the process takes about an hour, and sometimes it's a little more, sometimes it's less. You can break that up. Most people are doing it in 2 or 3 sessions or whatever. Complete the pieces that you're interested in completing first. But the important thing is you invest that hour of time, and then the app starts working for you 24/7. So you can be doing whatever you're doing. If you have a job and you're looking for a better one, you complete your profile, you indicate your search status is open to a better opportunity, and then you go about your business and find out that BridgeMyCareer is matched to an opportunity that fits that profile. In the meantime, as you're waiting for that dream job match to occur, we wanted to give a couple of things to you immediately, and we'll reference both of those. One is that career development report, which you get immediately, and then the indication as to how suitable you are. As Sharon said, we did a lot of focus groups of Notre Dame students and alums and so on, and kind of found out that they want to look at some different things, look at some different opportunities. And if you find out that you're suitable for something, that's really a boost to confidence that you've got what it takes to succeed in that job. And of course, there's no cost. In terms of registering, for one quick thing, and I've kind of touched on this, but just to kind of summarize on how do you optimize the tool. Number one, make sure it's rich and complete, and put as much information in there as you can. We're really trying to capture the whole person, so that's going to be a function of how you communicate and establish the whole you, because that's what people want to see. And two is if you've got files and resumes and things like that, certainly have them as part of your profile. Keeping it current is important. If an employer sees 2 candidates and one has a very recent update to a profile and the other person is a year old, they're going to be more interested in that person who's kept it current. So keep coming back to fine-tune it and tweak it and add and edit, etc. And then, of course, refer to the how-to tabs. In terms of the registration process, it's very, very easy. Sharon has given a couple of different alternatives. If you go to BridgeMyCareer.com, all you have to do is hit the Start Now button, and you're in the registration page, and you pick your school, and you're off to the races. So the one thing I would ask you as a favor is that as you go through this, if you have feedback to share, please share it, whether that's the good, the bad, or the ugly. It's the millennials who've shaped what we have so far, and we're not going to deviate from that strategy. You're the customer, and feedback is really what we crave. So I hope you join this private network of students and grads and universities and employers, and help us to change the way that people find meaningful work. So thanks for your interest and your attention, and go Irish. And with that, I'll take any questions that you may have.
Thank you, Bob. So as a question, we received one from Joel, who has gone on the BridgeMyCareer site. He's entered his personal profile information, which you stepped us through, and he went to the My Dashboard tab of the profile. And there wasn't any content in that, Bob. I don't know if this is a broader-based issue or what advice you might have for Joel.
Yeah, I'm glad I found that out. No, there haven't been any problems. We have had, a couple of bumps here or there with individual profiles. We're usually able to correct those right away. Joe, if you wouldn't mind just using the Contact Us feature, just sending us a note, and we'll get our tech team on that. So far, we've had 99.9 up run rate and so on, and very little issues when it comes to navigating the site. But we're usually able to get on it and get some resolution to individual problems. Sometimes it's a browser thing, but it sounds like everything else is working except for that dashboard piece. So that's going to be an outlier. We'll take care of it as quickly as we can. One of the things that's really important to us is that our level of customer service be really unparalleled.
Our next question is from Douglas, who would like to know where you want feedback on BridgeMyCareer sent? Do you want to provide an email?
Yeah, I think just the contact us feature is the way to do it. We'll then get those emails. Our senior team looks at those. And as I say, we're looking at the positives, the ugly, the good, and the bad, and so on. So it really makes us better. We've got some new things coming out now because of some additional focus group work we've done, and some ambassadors we have that are working with us very closely who are students and recent alums. And so we're doing some things now with mobile and some other stuff that we're going to be rolling out that's going to make the user experience and the user interface, better and better. So that's where that comes from.
Bob, another question. After someone completes their profile in BridgeMyCareer, when do they receive the career development report?
Immediately. They go to your dashboard page, and on the dashboard you'll see the word report. It's kind of larger, and you just click on that, and that's the PDF.
And I will just interject that the career development reports have been well received by our alumni. It does provide information beyond skills and experience into preferences that really can lead you to insight into yourself and better potential fit with jobs.
Yeah, and even when you select, you get that report, which is kind of that overview. But what goes into the job matching algorithm is a suitability score that you have for specific positions. And this gets into, like I said, the essential traits for a particular job. So the set of essential traits for a financial analyst job, like the one we looked at, are going to be very different from, the essential traits of a teacher or a social worker, or a marketing professional or a salesperson. So, if you're familiar with Myers-Briggs, this is a sort of a Myers-Briggs on steroids. We're getting into, instead of 10 or 12 traits, we're into, 100 traits. And it's also built from the job up, which makes it, I think, more worthwhile and more apropos.
Many of our alumni have LinkedIn profiles established, Bob, as you know, and may be wondering the value of the BridgeMyCareer profile and how it is different.
Yeah, it is different from LinkedIn, although I guess LinkedIn has been a kind of a helpful guide for us as we've shaped our model. We're similar in terms of there's a professionalism around it, and career and job and so on, and that's very much a networking site. Ours is more of a job matching application. Someone at Oracle described BridgeMyCareer this way. They said it's where LinkedIn meets eHarmony. And I'm not sure I like the eHarmony reference, but it's actually probably pretty appropriate. But a couple of differences. One is, LinkedIn is really large. I certainly wish we had this scale in some ways, but ours is much more narrow in terms of college-educated millennials. That's one difference. Two is, ours is really job matching software. Their job matching intellectual property is, it's really not. They've got some pieces, but not a whole lot. And the other piece I think that's pretty important is ours is a closed system. It's a private network of individuals, universities, and employers. So there's no outside recruiters, and we think there's kind of a purity around that.
Bob, can you give us any indication about potential job matches once people have the completed profile? Of course, they receive the career development report. Do you set some expectations for potential job matches?
Yeah, anytime you have, something that's relatively new that's trying to be game-changing, there's a certain amount of patience, I suppose, that's required on everybody's part, which is one of the reasons we want to give immediate benefits in terms of, career development report and suitability gauges for specific jobs. What we've got is, there's always a challenge in any network about, sort of the chicken and egg challenge. So what we've really tried to do is to grow both sides so that there's a parity and there's a balance there. I will say that there's probably three variables that we try to manage as we continue to build critical mass. And those three variables would be the job location. So, for example, Chicago versus Albuquerque, New Mexico. Chicago, we're going to have more job matching opportunities there because we're headquartered here, as an example. Two would be job function. A lot of our jobs right now in our system and with our employers tend to be sales and marketing and IT and customer service and logistics and finance and accounting and so on. Not so much so far for things like education or nursing, as an example. So those are the three. It's job location, job function, and then the third one would be the amount of experience. So, if someone's got, 10 years of highly sophisticated software development experiences and skills, and they want to work in, Albuquerque, New Mexico, it's going to be a harder match for us. So those are kind of the three we look at. But we're adding more. We're getting deeper with the schools that we're with. We're adding more and more schools. So we're really starting to create that critical mass that's going to be necessary. Because once we have that, employers really like the fact that, as I say, the big ones save a lot of time and money because they get to the short list right away. And then the smaller ones love it because, they're having access to talent. And, the whole idea for us is, how do you support the student after they leave campus?
Thank you, Bob. I really appreciate you sharing your expertise in the BridgeMyCareer tool with our alumni. A recording of this webinar will be posted on the mynotredame.nd.edu under Connect and Multimedia Resources page. So we encourage you to utilize this and other resources that we provide. Our webinar next month will be on February 25th. It's titled Company Industry and Marketing Research, the Essentials. We have a Business Insights Essential Dynamic Database that Steve Hayes, a business librarian in the Mendoza College of Business, will walk us through. And this is also available to alumni for free through the partnership that we have with Mendoza and Hesburgh Libraries. So please tune in next month for tips and techniques on how to do really effective and thorough research. So with that, I want to thank everyone for your participation today. Thank you so much.
The leader has disconnected. The conference will be terminated in 5 minutes.